Oh, can you see me?
We can see your face.
Hello. So if you show the kids.
Hang on, wait. You are on the big screen.
Amazing. So if you show the kids, they can type stuff in. Sorry, my daughter's just come in. AD, go downstairs, please. Thank you. They can type stuff in and say something to me as I'm doing it. So when they're at home, while we're reading the story, they can type to us. Can you show them?
Where do we do that? Is that in the chat, the comments?
Yeah. So I've just put hello and it comes up as a hello.
In the comments.
The live chat, can you see?
Where's the live chat?
I don't know, mine just comes up on the right.
Can you see? Yeah, there is a live chat feed. You know, like when you play games and things, you chat with a live feed. Which side to you look? If you're looking at home, what should we say? Hi. And Miss Rachel can see that. Okay?
I missed you too, guys. So when you're at home with your mummies and daddies, if you're on YouTube, you can write it. Would you like me to read the story?
At the moment, I can... Miss Rachel, I'm just going to answer one question.
Okay.
The only reason I can speak using my voice to Miss Rachel at the moment is because I am on my phone. Okay? So, please do not try shout at the screen at home because Miss Rachel will not be able to hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay? You must, if you want to talk to her, you must type, okay? Right, ready for the story, Miss Rachel.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at a story called The Snail and the Whale, all right, by Julia Donaldson. So I've been doing some planning for you for after Easter, and this is one of the stories that I've been planning on doing, okay? So this is going to be interesting. How's the best way to show it in the book? Okay, I'm going to move my laptop around. All right, so this is a tale of a tiny snail and a great big grey blue humpback whale. And this is a rock as black as soot. And this is a snail with an itchy foot. The sea snail slithered all over the rock and gazed at the sea and the ships in the dock. And as she gazed, she sniffed and sighed. The sea is deep and the world is wide. How I long to sail, said the tiny snail. These are the other snails in the flock who all stuck tight to the smooth black rock and said to the snail with the itchy foot, "Be quiet, don't wriggle, sit still, stay put." But the tiny sea snail sighed and sniffed, then cried, "I've got it, I'll hitch a lift." This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail that looped and curled and said, "Lift wanted around the world." This is the whale who came one night when the tide was high and the stars were bright. A humpback whale immensely long who sang to the snail a wonderful song of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves. And this is the tale of the humpback whale. He held it out of the starlit sea and said to the snail, "Come sail with me." This is the sea, so wild and free, that carried the whale and the snail on his tail to towering icebergs and far-off lands, with fiery mountains and golden sands. These are the waves that arched and crashed, that foamed and frolicked and sprayed and splashed the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. These are the caves beneath the waves, where stripy fish with feathery fins and sharks with hideous toothy grins swam round the whale and the snail on his tail. This is the sky, so vast and high, sometimes sunny and blue and warm, sometimes filled with a thunderstorm, with zigzag lightning flashing and frightening the tiny snail on the tail of the whale. And she gazed at the sky, the sea, the land, the waves and the caves and the golden sand. She gazed and gazed, amazed by it all. And she said to the whale, "I feel so small." But then came the day. The whale lost its way. These are the speedboats running a race, zigging and zooming all over the place, upsetting the whale with their ear-splitting roar, making him swim too close to the shore. This is the tide slipping away. And this is the whale lying beached in a bay. "Quick, off the sand, back to sea," cried the snail. "I can't move on land, I'm too big," moaned the whale. The snail felt helpless and terribly small. Then, "I've got it," she cried, and started to crawl. "I must not fail," said the tiny snail. This is the bell on the school in the bay, ringing the children in from their play. This is the teacher holding her chalk, telling the class, "Sit straight, don't talk." This is the board as black as soot, and this is the snail with the itchy foot. "A snail, a snail!" The teacher turns pale. "Look," say the children, "it's leaving a trail." This is the trail of the tiny snail, a silvery trail saying, "Save the whale." These are the children running from school, fetching the firemen, digging a pool, squirting and spraying to keep the whale cool. This is the tide coming into bay, and these are the villagers shouting, "Hooray!" as the whale and the snail travel safely away. Back to the dock and the flock on the rock, who said, "How time's flown, and haven't you grown?" And the whale and the snail told their wonderful tale of shimmering ice and coral caves and shooting stars and enormous waves, with her looping of how the snail so small and frail, with her looping, curling, silvery trail, saved the life of the humpback whale. Then the humpback whale held out his tail and uncrawled snail after snail after snail. And they sang to the sea as they all set sail on the tail of the grey-blue humpback whale. And they've gone. So what will happen, Oak Class, is from next week, when you're not in school, every single afternoon at about 3:00, and there may be some technical hitches like we had today, but at about 3:00, either myself, Miss Holly, Mr. Cook, or Miss Butler from the other campus are going to read you a story, okay? Now, you will be in email contact with us, but also you can talk to us on the live chat. And it'd be really, really useful if you could type into the live chat and just say hello so that we know that you are here and there are people listening. If for whatever reason you can't watch at 3:00, you can go onto our YouTube channel and watch the video later, so that will still be there. Okay. What we will be doing is at the end of the story, we'll be offering you two or three different options for stories to read. So the next day you can have a different story. And I've just seen that somebody's put, "Hello, I love the story." So I can read what you've said and I can respond to you like that. So it'd be really useful if you could let us know if there's any stories that you'd like us to read. Now, obviously, I've only got a certain amount of stories at my house, and I'm not allowed out of my house at the minute. So it'll have to be within reason. We'll try and get some off Amazon if we can. And if the ELS is open, we'll try and get to ELS when we can get out and get some, but we can't promise that. But we will try our hardest, okay? Have you guys all been okay this week?
A little bit mixed there, Miss Rachel.
Oh,
Obviously, things have been very different.
yes. And it's been a bit up and down for me. This is a different way of teaching. So, and what I will be doing is, for example, for your maths work for next week, I will be sending your parents videos of me doing the maths input. So you'll still get to see me that way as well.
Any questions for Miss Rachel? Mr. Whitehead, when are you going to work for CBB?
Who said that?
Mr. Whitehead.
To be honest, they did. This class used to think that the presenter looked like me, the one with no arm.
Mama. When will they announce the winner of the 500-word competition?
Well, one of the things I've been doing while I've been off is marking the entries that have been sent to me, and the deadline was the 23rd of March. So as soon as the 23rd of March comes, then the teachers will have marked all of their entries that they received. But the top entries from that lot will then be sent to some guest judges, people like David Williams.
Wow. So
I
have to keep an eye out and keep track.
Yes. And I will try and keep parents posted. I think probably on Twitter would be the best way for me to keep people posted about 500 words.
Okay, any other questions? Navish? Navish has asked when we're coming back, but I think
we don't know, darling. But what's really important to us is that you guys still get to see us every day and you still feel like you're part of our school. So that's why we're going to keep on sending videos every day for you to keep in touch with us, because we don't know how long it's going to be. Even the government doesn't know how long it's going to be.
Okay. Fatima. Yeah, at 3 o'clock every day, one of the teachers will be telling a story, and you can watch it either live at 3 o'clock on a tablet, on a phone, on a computer, as long as you've got internet. Or if you don't catch it live, then you will be able to watch the video later on as well. Is that right, Miss Rachel?
Yeah. And if you get on there at 3 o'clock and we're not live straight away, it just means that we've had a bit of a technical glitch like we did this morning. But I think I figured out what I was doing wrong there. It's because I was saying it was suitable for children. So it took me to another site.
Okay. Yeah. Any more questions, Eliora? Eliora would like to see your children.
Well, do you know what, Eliora? When they're at home, they don't really like wearing clothes. So it's not really suitable to stream. You can see one of my cats, though, if you want. There's Jean. And you also saw my husband's socks on the bed there as well.
Isabella, what's your question? Oh, your cat looks like Isabella's cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My cat's a bit of a naughty cat.
Any more questions for Miss Rachel? Siobhan, last one. Yeah, Miss Rachel is going to teach maths lessons as if she was stood at the class. We're going to be figuring it out step by step. So keep tuning into YouTube, okay? One thing I do want to share with Miss Rachel is, what songs have we been learning? We've been learning George Ezra, Shotgun.
Oh, nice.
That one. Stand By Me. Lean on Me. Blackbird Singing in the Dead of Night.
Oh,
And Bruno Mars 1, 2, 3.
I like that song.
So yeah, I've been really enjoying those.
Good. Well, keep singing while you're off, guys. I'm going to go now because it's the end of the day. You need to get ready to head off. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. Bye. Bye.